Hey everyone, it's Laura and I am super excited to show you my brand new urn. This is the Neoclassic urn from the Williamsburg collection through Campania International. All of their styles are historically infused and inspired and just fit so well into my garden, so I'm so excited to show you the urn. I've had my plants sitting up on the front porch for quite a while, waiting to plant up this beautiful urn. During the winter, I decided to change things up in the new vegetable garden a little bit. I had a raised planter box here, and then right in front of that, there was the gravel. So there wasn't a whole lot of planting space aside from the raised bed. And as I was wandering around in the cold and in the snow, and I was kind of looking at everything, I thought, this space needs more structure. I need some beautiful focal points and some things of interest to look at over the winter. So an urn in front of this beautiful trellis here with the Benjamin Britten climbing roses that I showed you guys when they were in bloom, that is exactly what I was hoping for. It's exactly what I envisioned. So today, I'm going to plant this urn up. This is my first planting of the season, you guys, that I'm sharing with you, so I'm pretty excited about it. And I have a beautiful swath of plants here that you cannot see at the moment, but you're going to see me plant them. Then when it's all planted up, then I'm going to talk to you about the plants, give you the details about them, tell you why I selected them. So let's get into it. So this is a brand new container. So I'm starting from scratch. I'm filling it with the soil. I've got my Espoma organic potting mix here. So I'm just going to go ahead and start filling the urn. Oh, and by the way, this does have drip irrigation. So I have drip irrigation here that I installed several years ago. So I just tapped into it. And when Mark and I brought the urn over yesterday, we ran the drip tube up the center hole of the urn. So this will be automatically watered on a schedule that I set. I get a lot of questions about how often do you run your irrigation? That's a really good question. And the answer is, it depends. It completely depends on your area. Here in Zone 7A, New Jersey, we get a ton of rainfall. It's also super duper hot. Today, it is overcast and cool, and it's looking like it's going to rain soon. So, but typically we're in the 90s. It's hot, it's sizzling. So having this on drip is going to be a big advantage to me. One less thing that I have to worry about. And as I was saying, it all depends on where you live. And we just have this here on some concrete block that we got at Lowe's, just little pavers. And we made sure it was level. We did not do anything fancy as far as like laying sand down first. I know that is the proper way. I was exceptionally excited to get this planted. So we did tamp it down. We have a tamper and we tamped down the soil and made it really firm. Then we laid the block here and there's a little gap in the pavers, and that's how we ran the drip tubing through. So then it runs through the little gap in the pavers and it comes up and through the center of the urn. And then I'll just circle it around with some landscape staples like this to make sure that everything's getting watered. So that's how it's not crimping the drip tube. And then I'll come in with mulch, and I'll just mulch on top of this red block so that you don't see it. Because right now it doesn't look all that fancy. I don't know if you can see it right now, but it's not looking so fancy. So for fertilizer, I'm going to use the Espoma Biotone. I'm going to mix it into the soil so that way I have a nice good release of fertilizer into the fresh soil through this hot summer, because they're going to need it. They're on that drip irrigation, so you definitely want to fertilize your annual plants. Actually, I'll sprinkle some, just like this. And then I will just mix it into the top layer of soil. I love the Biotone. I've been using it for years, and you guys know I'm an organic gardener. And now I'm going to get to planting. So I'm going to speed through this part. Then I'll sit next to hopefully a very pretty planted urn, and then I'll discuss with you what plants I used and why. All right. Side note, I love to save these bamboo stakes. I got a lot of plants online, and they were delivered with these little bamboo stakes, and I use them for all sorts of things. I use them for markers to show where I've planted seedlings. I use them to support little seedlings. So save any and all bamboo when you get it. It really does come in handy. Okay, seriously, this is the prettiest arrangement I think I've ever made to date in my life. What do you guys think of it? Do you love it? I love it. I'm so excited. I want to bring you closer. I want to invite you in to see all the colors and all the beauty. I'm going to try and move my tripod a little closer, Technicolor, so you can get the full effect. Okay, this truly exceeded my expectations. It's one of those situations where you picture what you want something to be and you kind of go into it and you think, I know it's not going to look like what I imagine it is. And it is, and it's better, and I love it. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So I have to water this in. I got my hose over here. I'm going to water it once we're done here. So to talk to you about the plants that I used and why. I just wanted something that felt refreshing and cooling and calming. A lot of these plants I have experience with, and some of them I don't. So I saw this Angel Wings Senecio, and I am absolutely smitten with it. If you guys have planted this plant before, it's completely new to me. I'm going to put some information up on the screen about it because unfortunately I don't have the plant tag with me, but it's Angel Wings, and it just has this gorgeous velvety, I mean, if you're a plant toucher, this is one for you. It's so soft. I got this one off of Etsy because I couldn't find it anywhere else. And there are growers on Etsy that sell seeds, that sell plants, that sell all sorts of things. Don't sleep on Etsy. So I wanted it to complement the window box, which has the cool tones. I knew I wanted the Angel Wings to be a big focal point. I had seen an urn planted up on, I don't know, I think I Googled like cottage style urns or cottage style container plants. And I just, you know, at 1 o'clock in the morning sometimes when you wake up and you can't sleep and you're buying plants and you're buying seeds and you're doing all the garden things that you shouldn't be doing, I look for inspiration in planting combination. So it was all monochrome and it was poppin'. This was a massive urn, so it was gorgeous. It had salvia, it had the angel wings, it had lavender, and then it had calibrachoa, like in layers, and it was just breathtaking. So this is kind of my version on that. It's a little more free than that, and I really love it. I really love it. Guys, I love it. I'm so excited. I really am. Centerpiece is Salvia Rock and Play in the Blues. I love this salvia, and I do have information on it. This is by Proven Winners. This is my 4th year having it in my garden. I usually plant it in the landscape. Okay, it says it's an annual except in zones 7 to 10. I'm in zone 7. It is a perennial here, and I was shocked when I saw it come back because, you know, you're used to the salvias that are the perennial salvias, and they have that different look and feel to them. They're beautiful, but they don't have this same habit to them. So when mine came back, I was like, okay, this is exciting. I am excited. So I have some in the back garden coming back. I have some others planted because now that I know it's going to come back, I'm going to plant it all the time. When I pop this out of this urn, it's getting planted in the landscape because I know it comes back. Now, this is a massive plant. I wanted something high impact. I did not want to use a canna or something tropical because I'm going for a cottagey feel here. I want it to be very free. I am very classic and cottagey, English cottagey. So I used two. I used two of the Salvia Rock and Play in the Blues because you guys know when you plant something up, you want that instant gratification, you want that instant ooh la la moment, and I wanted that, so I put two in here. I believe it's going to be overkill because I have experience with this plant, and Salvia Rock and Play in the Blues gets massive. If I find it is too much, I will gently go in, I will pull one out, and I'll plant it in the landscape. It's probably gonna be too much. But the nice thing about the Salvia Rock and Play in the Blues, the spent blooms turn this kind of aged white color, almost mirroring the leaves of the angel wings, and you don't have to deadhead it. You can if you want, and I do because I'm picky like that, and I like to go ahead and pick and prune and pluck and tweak on things because that's how I am, but you do not have to. So, moving along, this plant is new for me. This is a white licorice, Helichrysum. Oh my gosh, I have admired this delicate, dainty little plant in so many people's gardens, and I feel like it complements the angel wings. It's got that same cool, beautiful, delicate tone. Let me show you a picture. So that's gonna bush out and it's gonna fill in. Now, I have grown this Supertunia. This is Supertunia trailing blue veined. It used to be called mini blue veined. I have planted this one out in my landscape, and let me tell you guys, I think this is my favorite. I always say Supertunia Bordeaux is my favorite. I think I'm lying. I think the mini blue veined is my favorite. It is beautiful. It's just this lavender color with a darker purple inside. It is beautiful. Okay, so I wanted to go with a Verbena, sparkling amethyst Verbena. It's beautiful. I've grown Verbena. I think everybody's grown Verbena. I've not grown this variety, and I lean towards purples and blues and whites and those soft tones. Purples, blues, and whites, I would say, are probably my favorite colors. So you can see why I'm so ecstatic about this particular container. And it complements with the Supertunia so well, and with the Rock and Play in the Blues. I love it. So the lobelia, I think this is Laguna Blue, and it matches what I have in the window box over here. So I just wanted to kind of tie in, since the window box is right here, and put a little pop of that blue in there to work in, kind of to marry the two styles together. So the Helichrysum and the lobelia are both in the window box, and I really thought that that would be just a kind of nice complement without them looking exactly the same, matchy-matchy, to have that same color and those two plants kind of mixed in here. Oh, and then I put, now you guys know I love Dichondra Silver Falls. I love Dichondra Silver Falls. I have planted this year after year. I love to plant this, and then in the fall when I do my railing planters that you guys have seen me do, I will pop it out of my summer containers, and then I'll go ahead and put it in my fall containers. And it's just a wonderful plant that just keeps on going and going. So I wanted that drape. I wanted that really lovely drape. So I planted 1, 2, 3, 4, just to even it out and have that drape. Now they get super long and will take over, so I may trim on it a little bit just so that it doesn't cover the beautiful ornamentation on this urn, because guys, I love this little garland on here. Our house was built in 1920, so I'm all about maintaining that historic integrity and just planting things and having pieces that kind of really work into that. I really want that old world vibe in my garden. You see with other pottery and things from Wakefield Handmade and all sorts of ornamentations that I use in the garden. I go for a really whimsical cottage, old world style. That is what I love. So I hope this inspired you. I hope that you guys like it. So these plants will last all season long up until fall. They're gonna fill in and they're gonna get big and they're gonna get beautiful, and I'm gonna update you guys all along the way. I wanna show you guys my topiary. I hope you don't mind. I know it's off topic for the video, but I pruned my topiary the other day and they look so good that I really, really, really wanna show you. So I hope you don't mind. So this is the Neoclassic urn, historically inspired by Williamsburg, where I loved to vacation as a child. And I'm really hoping to take my boys there, and we'll go on a family trip there very, very soon. And it's by Campania International, the Williamsburg Campania International collection. And I want to show you my topiaries because they look so good. I want to surprise you. Are you guys ready? Look at this. So my topiaries were super shaggy. And I am not an expert. I will tell you that right now. And last night, I got out my shears and I went to town, and look, you guys. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. They look so good. So it's funny, I started with this topiary here, and I had to call Mark. I said, Mark, get out here, get out here. You have to see the wonderful job I've done trimming the topiary, because I don't do this. Like, I mean, I toy around a little bit, but I don't consider myself to be any kind of topiary artist. So I said, Mark, get out here, you have to see. So he comes out and he takes a look and he says, yeah, that looks really, really good. And then he says, so good luck doing the same exact thing on the other one. I have to tell you guys, when I started trimming this one, it was not the same. Well, first of all, you know, trees are different. Their insides are different, they're shaped different, they have a different form and structure, so you're dealing with two completely different things altogether. So it was a bit nerve-wracking, and I tried my best to make them look as neat as possible and as matchy-match as possible, but I'm just over the moon. I'm over the moon with it. And look, you guys, when you walk in, I still have so many things that I want to do, you guys. Look, I got clippings all over. I want to put some kind of stepping stones in here. I'm not sure yet. I'm trying to not rush into things, but look, now the window box, that's going to fill in too. I just planted that maybe a week and a half or so ago. So that is new. That is brand new. It's filling in, and I think that the two things are going to look so super nice together. I am really excited. So I'm working on my landscape. Look, this is turning into a whole other separate video here. So I'm working on my landscape lights. I'm getting all that hooked up. I'll talk more about that, but I am going to put a spotlight on this because I think it is spotlight worthy. I am like really, really, really happy with it. It just looks super good. I am very, very happy. I hope this inspired you guys. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for joining me in my garden today. I hope you all are enjoying a wonderful spring, almost summer, basically summer, technically summer. And yeah, I hope you're all doing really well and happy. And I will see you soon.